Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Peteryne. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by, but please don't be a stranger. Go ahead and subscribe and don't forget to hit that notification bell because there are more videos coming. If you're a viewer and you're a returning viewer and you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. And if you're a subscriber, I just want to say thank you so much. I think we're about 150 subscribers, so thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And let's get into the video. So from what the title says, we're going to be talking about hiring a house assistant and also trying to dispose of trash. Like, where does the trash go? When is trash day? So let's get into it. Alright, so we moved into our new apartment, our new home, and the first few days I struggled because I just didn't know where to put trash. I asked, like, when is trash day, and everybody laughed at me because it's like, we don't have like trash day in the area, so nobody's coming to pick up your trash. It's not like, in the States, like when we had our house, it was like every Tuesday morning the truck is coming. But anyways, moving here, I didn't know exactly how the trash system worked. I know that I had smelled people burning a lot, and someone said, well, they were burning trash. And for me, I just could not, because I have problems breathing when I inhale smoke and like any kind of smoke. So it was a lot. I struggled to sleep. Because they burn the trash every time of the day. So, initially when we came here, our neighbors and stuff was burning trash in the yard, and I don't know how they probably figured out like it was bothering me, but they kind of stopped. So they stopped burning the trash, but outside of our fence, people are still burning trash. I think when we first moved, I would just put the trash in like my trash bags and stuff, and then so the first few days I noticed we started having like, because the trash sits on the back porch, and I noticed like maggots, so that was gross. And I was like, okay, I have to figure out this whole trash thing. So anyways, there's this guy that came in the yard. It's this older guy, and he, asked if we needed assistance with taking out the trash, and I said thank you, because like I really do need help. So I asked, because I had been asking around like what is the price, because there's no pay scale for almost all the jobs. You don't know what people pay. So some people said, well, I just pay, these boys around here like $5 or something like that, or $10. So I said, a month? Yeah, to take out the trash. Okay, cool. So I talked with this guy, and I asked him, like an older gentleman, and I said, do you mind, coming maybe twice a week and taking out the trash? He said yes. And I said, well, I'll pay you like $15, so a little bit more than what people were saying to pay. So I'll pay $15 a month, and you just come and you take the trash. He said fine. So that day he took out all the trash, and before he left, he came to me and he was like, well, can I no, just give me small thing. Just give me small thing for me to go. I said, okay, no problem. So I think I gave him like maybe 400 or 500 LD, Liberian dollars. It's about, so which is about $3 and like 30 cents or something like that. So I gave it to him. I said, cool, this is, one-time thing. So I said, well, because it was maybe like early December. So I said, well, I'll be coming and I'll give you your money at the end of December. He said, okay. But I noticed every time he came to pick up the trash, he would ask me for money. Like 300 here, 200 here when he came. So once I caught on to it, I told him, well, you need to determine like what you want. Do you want your money at the end of the month and I give you the $15? Or do you want every time you come and I gave you like the 300, which is $2? But then we have to think about it, because I can't, if I'm now giving you $2 every time that you come, maybe you come like 15 days a month, right? So now I'm giving you $30. So, and that's not what we agreed on. So he said, "Oh no, I just want somebody to, to buy my late drink." So I said, "No, um, we're in business, and I can't be coming. Every time we show up, I'm like, oh, here you go, and here you go." Getting into like harassment. So even if he comes and maybe I wasn't around, and the lady who will be helping me, and he'll be like, "Oh, I need to see her. I'm not taking the trash until she give me money." So it happened a few times, and then Steven was just like, "This is too much. We're not going with him, because one, he is intoxicated when he's coming to get the trash, and so we have stairs now in the back of the house. So you're coming up the stairs, and you're taking these, bags of trash down with you. What if you trip? What if something happens?" So Steven said, "You know what? We don't want that kind of like trouble." But because he was coming and just not taking the work serious, so I told him, "No, thank you." My sorry, I paid him, and I said, "You know what? I'll find somebody else." Of course, he was upset, but you can't be coming in like, I mean, I know I'm new to Liberia, but I'm not like, I'm new coming back, but I'm not a fool. So we found another gentleman, really sweet, older guy also, but he takes his job so serious, and I can appreciate that, because like even when he comes, I mean, I don't require him to do anything besides take the trash and go, and I pay him the same $15. But he comes, and if he sees like the back porch hasn't been swept, he will sweep it. He will clean the coal pot and clear the ashes and things like that from in it. And I was like, "You don't have to do that." But he's like, "No, no. Plus the day, I want to make sure it's done." So he takes care of everything, and he's been working with me since then. But he's very, very nice. So I will be honest, I don't know what happens to the trash when he leaves my house. I don't know. So I don't know where landfills are in Liberia. I don't know if it's burned. I just don't know where the trash goes. So I think recently I saw like few, like maybe one, not few, maybe one or two um, online companies, and talking about like they can pick up trash for about the same $15. So for right now, I like my old guy. He's really sweet, and it's like an income that helping him to do whatever he needs to do with it, whatever $15 can do. So I want to continue working with him. But maybe if you are new to Liberia, or you're thinking of moving and everything, there are now companies that you can hire to pick up your trash. So if I ever get into that, I will let you know what company I'm using and what the process is like. But for now, I'm pretty satisfied with my guy. Um, and then the other thing that I had to do was find someone to help around the house. So I called this job position a house assistant, because I didn't. In Liberia, we call them like house girl or housekeeper. I don't like that term. I don't like. I didn't feel comfortable being like, "Oh, my maid." Um, and then let's see what other terms we can use. Nurse, you're not a nurse. Like, you're not a medical professional. So I just, it's not a nurse. You're not a nurse. Definitely not help. So I figured house assistant. So you will hear me throughout this video say house assistant, and I like it. So hiring a house assistant. So when I came, I asked around again, asked family, asked friends who had house assistants working. And I said, what is the process like? I said, mostly people do referrals. Um, like somebody who knows somebody who can cook or clean or whatever. Um, so initially I was hesitant to hire someone because I like things a certain way. But Steven, convinced me to try to get someone because um, he said that coming to Liberia will be difficult. Um, adjusting to Liberia will be difficult. It would have its own stress, and we've worked pretty hard in the States. And he wanted to the loads that he could take off my plate. He wanted to the loads that he could control to take off my plate. He was when he wanted to do that. Whatever stress that he had control over, that he could get rid of. He wants to do that. And having someone to help to take care of the home while we're both really busy, takes that burden off both of us, and we don't have to, be concerned with, oh, that I now come home to cook food and do this and do that. I asked what's like the pay. It's not I can just go on like Indeed or somewhere like that and I can find like what the pay scale is. So most people say, well, they pay like $75 to $100 or so, and people work like 6 days a week, maybe usually half off on Sundays, and they do like everything. Okay. I was reluctant to get a referral that I'm okay with getting a referral. I was okay with getting a referral. What I didn't want was a referral by, let's say, a family member or friend who is like, who want maybe their friend or their family member to now come and work for us. And the reason for me is I'm pretty private, and I know I'm doing YouTube, right? But I share what I want to share, and I feel like if I eat white rice in my house, I didn't want this family member or friend now who refer this person to be privy to that information. I didn't want somebody who, that they tell me to hire or they recommended, that now when the person, goes home or something like, where it's a day, oh, what she said or what she did, I didn't want to do that. So I just said, you know what, let me try to find somebody who maybe have worked for this person before, and for whatever reason, good reason, they don't work for them anymore, so now they're referring or recommending this person to work. So I was okay with it. Anyways, I found a young lady. We were at our store, which I will do a video on. But we were at our store, and before we opened the store, we were cleaning, and this young lady walked by and said that she was looking for a job. And I said, well, I wasn't hiring at the store. I already had that covered. And she said, well, do you have anything that, I can do? So I said, well, I'm looking for a house assistant right now. But come over to my house and we can have an interview. So we set up a time, and she came over, and we talked. So some of the questions I asked her, was if she's ever been a house assistant before. And she said yes. She worked with a family. I think they were like Lebanese family, like a family of 3, husband, wife, and a toddler. And she described her job duties, which were like every day she had to cook like breakfast, and then whatever the lunch or dinner was. She had to get the child ready for school, scrub the floors every day, do laundry a couple of times a week. And she worked 6 days. I think she used to go in around like 6 or 7 and leave and do like a 12-hour shift or something like that. So I said okay. And then I told her, my apartment is pretty big, and I said, well, are you able to like maintain the space here? She said, oh yeah, no problem. Like, I've been doing this for a while. We did, I think she cleaned like one area, so I can see like our bathroom or something like that. She cleaned up And I like, like the work that she did. So I said, okay. Um, decided to offer her the job, and I said, well, I don't need you 6 days a week. It's just Stevie and I come 4 days maximum to work. And I don't need you to cook every day because we really don't eat much. Her first day of work was December 20th, I would say. Yeah, December 19th or 20th. So I said, well, you can start work. I don't need you every day. You can wash our clothes maybe twice a week or once a week is fine. Um, and then you just clean up the house, make sure you maintain it. And the only thing I require really is someone who's honest with me. And some, and that's all. That's really it. If I need something, during the time that you're working, I will let you know, and we'll go from there. And I'm a pretty candid person, so I will let you know, like, for pay, I told her I'll give her 150 a month. So that's doing a lot less work than what she had done before and working less days. But I thought it was a fair amount. Plus, I paid her transportation. So I think transportation every time that she came. I think I gave her like 300 a day to cover transportation, which is $2. So for the final like approval, we told her to make fufu and soup. And I think we gave her, I want to say like maybe $30 or $40 to go to the market. So she came, she cooked fufu and soup, and we were all happy. It tasted great. So we were like, hey, you're hired. Um, right around that time our container came, so she helped to like help us like unpack things and put things away. Even though I just met this person, I gave her like a big U-Haul box of stuff, whatever you need. Maybe some of the things that I have that I'm not going to put in the store, you can sell it, and that will be our own little side business on the days that you're not working, because I don't want you to just, when you're off, and you want, because she was insisting on working like 6 days, even 7 days a week. And I said, your money is still the same. I'm not changing it. So I don't need you every day. One, two, I like my space. I don't want someone every single day here. Um, like when we're not working and we're not doing anything, we just want to be comfortable in our home. So I really don't want someone just sitting here and like looking at me, and I'm looking at them like, what else do you have to do? You clean up. The house is clean. We have food. There's not really much to do. And we spend most of our time at work too. So we didn't really need someone. And I didn't trust her enough yet to say, oh, let me give you keys to my house. But then what are you doing in the house when we're not even here? So it didn't, I didn't really need her that much. The next time she cooked was Christmas, but before Christmas, she had asked me for the December pay. So we just met, mind you. She started work on the 20th, and I understand Christmas is coming up. You kind of want to buy food, buy Christmas gifts and stuff. So she asked me like, possibly can I have pay for December, and I asked Steven, and Steven shut that down because um, he was just like, she just started working. This is like day 2 or 3, and she's asking you for her pay. So who's to say, like, what if she doesn't come back after Christmas Day or after she gets paid? So now you got like a couple of days left in the month, and you're not paying her. I mean, and she's not here to do the work. So we're not paying her to the end of the month, because that's what that's what we're supposed to pay, the end of the month. So Steven, if you're watching, close your ears. So I took it upon myself. So I gave her like, I think $15 or so. And I said, hey, this is your Christmas gift. It's not even like your pay. So it's your Christmas gift. Merry Christmas. Buy something for yourself and your child and stuff. So she was really happy. And then apparently she had asked, like, my sister that was here and Steven's sister, like, oh, my Christmas on y'all, because she got she was really nice. She asked them also, and Christmas Day we were going to have like a few people over, so we said we wanted jollof rice, roasted meat, and salad, just something simple. And I was making mai tais and other drinks. So we told her to come. Well, I told her to be off, but she wanted to come and work like a half day. So she to go to the market. I think we gave about like 100, maybe more, because we thought cow meat was really expensive because we had previously bought cow meat, but we got cheated. So we gave her a little bit more. I think it was like one something to go to the market to cook. Um, and she came, she cooked the food. I did like the roasted meat and everything. And then before she left, so my rule was you can eat all the food you want to eat here. That's fine, but you can't take food with you. But because it was Christmas, I told her to pack, that she was going to the beach or something. So I said, pack up some food, and go and enjoy Christmas with your family and your friends. And then I gave her, I think I had a bottle of Stella Rosa wine, like the sweet wine. So I give it to her. I'm like, go enjoy, enjoy your day. So we got pretty busy now with work, and she would just come and like heat up the food or clean up if she has to, and then leave. If I didn't really need her at all, I would just tell her, hey, just you don't have to come. So sometimes she'll work maybe 3 days a week or so. Or if I needed assistance with work, I would say, hey, just come over to the store to help out instead. So we had that, going on. What happened? I've never been to the market yet. So I didn't know the price of things. So when I keep referring to like how much we give, that's because I didn't know. I know if you live in Liberia, you're probably wondering like, what? Why are you giving that for this? So I didn't know the price of anything yet. So I think Steven wanted like rare oil potato grains to cook the potato grains. I think she said, it was like $25 to take to the market or something. I said, oh, okay, cool. 25 or $30. I'm like, here, go ahead. So I think I wanted cassava gravy because I was getting tired of eating rice every single day. So to cook the cassava gravy, she said, I think she would take like 15, about $15 or $20 to the market. So just to buy, like the fish and the cassava and stuff. So when she brought everything, I said, you spend, so that was kind of expensive to cook that. She said, oh, but look at all the plenty and cassava and potatoes I bought. I said, okay, makes sense, cool. And then there were like a few other things that I think maybe she cooked 2 or 3 other times that, the price was like $40 here and there and stuff, or $30 to go to the market. So I'm okay with all of that at this point. When did I start to feel some kind of way? I like tabagi. I really wanted tabagi. And I really wanted snail in my tabagi. In the States, they sell these tiny little snails that's frozen, and they sell them for like $10-11 or so, maybe more in the little packet. Probably is like 6 or so, maybe barely 6 in there. So in Liberia, I've seen like the big snail, maybe like this big, like this part, like bigger. And I was craving tabagi. So I'm like, hey, how much, to cook my tabagi? She said, oh, I think it would be like $40 to go to the market to buy like all the things that you want. I said, okay. She said, but if you want snail, you got to add $10 more on it. Because snail is $10. I said, okay. I gave her $50. She went to the market. She came home. She cooked. So I'm looking at the food. Let me show you my pot. I brought my pot. This is the pot that Stevie and I have, right? It's small. This is our pot. Maybe This is our pot. It's two of us. It's two of us. It's our pot. So all the food we're cooking, this is our pot. So I look at the food. It's not even enough in the pot. And then it's like, where's the snail? There's no snail. There's no snail in my tteokbokki. I get $50. And I didn't get my snail. So I'm expecting like the $10 back at least. You know, like, hey, she said, oh no, I just added it up and bought other stuff with the $10. So no change. I said, okay. I didn't tell Stevie how much I spent for this tteokbokki. I just told him like, I don't know, something going on. He said, what do you mean? I said, but I give, you know, this girl $40. I didn't put my $10 there. I gave her $40 to cook my tteokbokki. He said, $40, that's a lot of money. For one soup? I said, yeah, I really want a tteokbokki. And she said that's how much, you know, she got to buy the fish and everything in the market, like dry fish and things. So that's how much it costs. Oh, he said, okay. He took me to the market. What a Tupperware market. So I think he was trying to just show me things without being like Peteryne, because he kept telling me I was being too trusting. Like, he's like, you know, because Stevie has been to Liberia multiple times over the last maybe 7 years or so. And he knows he's more integrated in the system than I am. And he's more cautious when it comes to dealing with people. For me, I'm pretty like open with people. I trust you until you give me a reason not to trust you. And if you're working for me, I don't think I'm going to be like, oh, you're just an employee kind of thing. I'm usually really friendly with people. And so he kept advising me like to be cautious. It's like, look, you're at this point, I'm giving her like, even for January, advance pay for January. He's like, this girl is comfortable to come to you. She's been working less than a month. You pay her December. Now she asks for advance pay. You give to her. You know, you give her things. You know, you're being so extra friendly. I said, okay, but you know, she's so nice. Like, somebody calling you boss lady every day. Like, you know, you're boss lady or into like really? This is nice. So I said, okay. I went to the market. I went to the market. And Steven was like, oh, how much for the dry fish? Like 600 Liberian dollars. That's $4. $4 US. Okay. How much for this pile of boning? Usually they put like 3 or 4 together. 100 Liberian dollars, so less than $1, right? How much for a beta bone or kilo, like $100 pile can cook me and Steven soup. Maybe we put $200 there, right? It will cook. So she was buying like, they call these like Dino bottles or something here. The oil, so for this, the oil in this Dino bottle is 200 Liberian dollars, so like $1 and change. Red oil, I think it's 100. No, it's 150. And then vegetable oil is 200. So I'm just like, huh? So as I'm going, this is not making sense. Like, you'll buy this pile of like wings. It's like $200. You can buy like maybe 4 or 5 things of wings. Like, everything was cheap. Food is cheap. At least according to, like, you know, coming from the States, like it's cheap. I can't even go to Walmart with $25, you know. But coming here, it's like this is really cheap. Okay. So then what's going on with my household? So Steven took me to his aunt's house. His aunt has, I think there's 6 in their house. 4 men, like, you know, well-built men. And so I asked her, I said, oh, Auntie, how much do you use to cook? Like, if you don't have, because you usually stock up on things. So I said, if you don't have anything, like maybe besides your seasoning and stuff, like how much do you use to cook like soup? So she said, maybe like $10, $15. And I've eaten to this lady's house many times. Like, I've eaten there. Everybody gets fed. I leave her house full. How do they say it? Particulars, like all the meat and everything that's in there, like a lot of particulars in the soup. So I've eaten all of that. And I said $15. She said, yeah, maximum is $15. Like, I will probably use, and you eat pretty well. Like, they eat well. So I said, okay. So she said, why are you asking? Steven Foster and started laughing. He said, because Peteryne gave me this girl $40 to cook one pot of tabagi. So I said, well, confession, I should have given her $50 because I wanted, And they all started laughing at me. Like, what? $50? So at that point, I started struggling. Like, what do I do? Do I get rid of her? Do I, have a conversation? Because I really like her. She was really nice. She was really protective. But, if we're here and, and she doesn't know someone that, or we don't tell her we're expecting visitor or something like that, she'll just be like, no, they're not here. Like, she looked out for us, she was really protective of our house. And we have a lot of things that we have, all of our business stuff here, and at least from my understanding, nothing went missing, to my knowledge. And we'll leave her here and we'll go to work. So, said, okay, what can you do? So, but for me, because I trust people so much, and I take pride in relationships that I build with people. When there is no trust there, I don't know how to hide it. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. Like, if I'm not feeling you, you will know that I'm not feeling you. If I like you, you'll know that I like you. If something is bothering me, you will know that it's bothering me, because I don't know how to fake it. And I didn't want to be in my house not feeling 100%. Or giving her attitude, because that's not my style. So I said, okay, I don't know what to do. So Steven said, well, it's your decision to make, but in my opinion, fire her. Well, I thought, okay, we'll try it. I think after the whole Tabagi gate, I think she cooked another time. And I still gave her the money that she told me that she needed to cook. And then, so I'm still struggling with this. And then we went to, and I'm, debating if I should fire her or not. Stevie and I had to go out of town. So I told her she didn't need to come to the house because we were going up to Lima for like a couple of days. So I said, well, instead of you coming here, just go to the store and you'll be there with Steven's brother. She said, okay. So I paid her transportation, to go to the store and back for the days that we weren't going to be here. And then we left. While we were there, I called Steven's brother and he said, oh, you go and buy, just take money and go buy lunch. So he said, okay, thank you for telling me, because this girl here is saying, before you even called, she already told me to take money because, and go buy food. And I told her no. I said, why would she do that? I said, well, she said if you were here, you were going to buy us food anyway. So, she said I should just take money, but I wanted to wait till you call. I said, okay. And then when we got back, he said that, she told him that she didn't have transportation to go home, so he should give her money. I mean, she was in the store, she saw how much was made. So I was like, well, I need money to go home. And he said, well, I'm not giving you money because Peter already told me to give you money. So she said, well, I don't have transportation. So he ended up driving her home that day. So I said, well, I paid her way to go home. So I don't know why she said. He said, well, that's what she told me, that she didn't have any money, you didn't give her any transportation. So I said, okay, cool. So I asked her to come to the store. At that point, I think my mind was made up because I was struggling with this whole Tabagi thing. Like, I didn't get my SNP. And I've already seen the market. Like I know how much things cost now. And you've literally been cooking with double, triple the amount of money that you should have been cooking with. And mind you, so I never saw like the oil and stuff that she bought. Because usually when she cook, we're not here. I never saw like leftover of the real oil. So I don't even know what size she was buying. When so I said okay. So I called her over and I explained to her like what my concerns were. And she said, well, I don't steal. I never stole from you. I just buy. I buy, So I said, what are you buying? Because if you say, you're buying too many things, there'll be leftovers. Like, there'll be leftover meat, there'll be leftover fish, leftover pepper or something. I didn't get any of that. Like, I did not see leftover anything. Like, every day I was buying things. So, what are you buying? She started crying. Like, oh no, Boss Lady, I would never do that. I'll never see. So I said, I appreciate you working. I really do like you, especially since I taken into you. Like, I feel like and I was more hurt than anything because I think I really tried to be kind to her. I think I was kind to her. I think I opened up quickly to her and trusted her like way too early because this wasn't even a month. She started on December 20th. The day we had this conversation was January 20th. So yeah, a month. And so soon, you're doing that, and I even brought up like the whole Christmas Day thing to her. So I even give you Christmas. I barely knew you. Christmas Day because Steven wasn't aware that I gave her even a Christmas. He gave her Christmas. He gave her money. I think one or two other person gave her money. To go in, I told her like, and you even asked my guests. She said, "Oh no, it wasn't like that." I said, they didn't even want to tell me. And you ask them for Christmas when you just met them, you just met me, and you're already asking them. I said, even with that, I still kept you around because I do like your work ethic and I like it. And I said, but the fact that, you would take money, I said, if I was giving you more money, be an honest person. I'm one person who, if I have it, I'll give it to you anyways. So you should have been honest and say, or it doesn't cost this much, or this is all or maybe you go in the market and you stock up and you put it in the freezer and say, well, today we don't need to buy fish or we don't need to buy this and that because we already have some. I bought some the last time that you gave me money and it's here. Let's just buy the potato greens instead of buying meat, fish, and everything else. We don't have to. But she didn't do that. I said, I think I did way too much too soon for you, and I don't like feeling betrayed because I feel like you betrayed me. So she cried, but I told her my mind was made up. And I was burned. And that was that. So I paid her for the month of January. She had taken like advance pay for some of the money and I paid her the rest of it and I told her thanks. So at that point, I didn't want to hire anyone. I started, I think I took $20. I was a little quick myself again. So I took $20 to the market and I went with Steven's brother and he said, well, Peter, just change $10 and see. And we went to, I think, EFW market. So it's a much smaller market. And we went and that $10, I bought every single thing and change left. I didn't buy snail. There weren't any snail there. But I asked. So they sell snail in the market for 1,000 LD. So which is about less than $7. So now you're telling me that it was $10 for snail, even though it wasn't. For the really big one, and this I think it's like four or five or so for $1,000, and everything is negotiable in like the retail. I was like even more upset when I was in the market buying my things. I came home, I cooked my steamed tabagi. It lasted for days. The one she cooked, I think it lasted like that day and maybe the next day we had a little bit. So basically after she was fired, I was really hurt. So I said I wasn't hiring anyone anymore. I started doing my own chores around the house. So I'll go to the market. I love going to Oreo market and even wash my clothes. I have a washboard here, so I started, you know, washing my clothes with my hands and cleaning it up. So and then because that takes up a lot of time too, especially when you have other stuff going on. The lady who cooks for my dad, she said she'll be coming over to cook. So all she did was cook maybe twice a week. So she'll come in and I paid her for that. So she'll come over, cook twice a week and go. So we still had to like draw water and clean up the house and everything on our own. But I did that for a while. And then my sister who's here based in Liberia, she convinced me to hire someone. So as much as I did not want to hire someone that, you know, somebody knew, because that was one of her friends and neighbors or something. So she said, just give her a try, see if it will work out. And I decided to go with her instead. And it's been great. So she's still working. We we did a 1 month assessment, and basically I just told her things that she was great at, things that needed improvement. Like for example, if you're sweeping, you have to lift up like the fan and kind of push the chairs and tables around and stuff and sweep under them. So just areas of improvement. But she's great. We make, now that I kind of have an idea of the market, but even before I told her I did, the one thing that I liked initially was when I sent her to the market the first day, she said you would make a list and put like the price of everything that you want. Even though I had some idea, but she was like, just tell me exactly like what. But then that also helps me too to remember like, okay, this cost this cost that. So we make a list every time. And she goes to the market with $10, $10 US. She goes to the market with $10. And she cooks in this very same pot, and we have food for 2 days, sometimes even 3 days. And that even includes like transportation to the market. So this $10 worth. I pay her the same 150, but I decided not to pay transportation. She lives a lot further, but also I kind of have a sense now of how much people make, and I said and that was in the agreement that I wasn't paying transportation, but I gave her the 150. Very open to feedback, which I love about her. She listens and she works on it. So if I see maybe something isn't going well, I'll just tell her like, hey, make sure you do it this way. But I do like her a lot. And she's very nice. She's very, very nice. I try not to make the first mistake that I made where I take it, but it's kind of hard when it's you. You can't really change like who you are. When you're warm and welcoming to people, it's hard to just be like, oh, you're just here to clean up and do this and do that. And then, like, I still try to have a relationship with her, where we can kind of talk and joke around. And she calls me Peteryne. I told her to call me Peteryne. She does call Steven Uncle Steven. And that's just that. So it's been working out, and we we're going well. If it doesn't work out, I'll let you know. But so far, it's been great. And she's been here for a couple of months now. So it's been really, really good. I still the same. I'm gonna be honest, because the same how do you call it, reservations I had, I still do share that. I mean, that's my sister's friend. She knows my sister. So I try to keep my business also. So like certain things I won't talk about when she's here. Certain phone calls I will make when she's here, just to, it's been working well. And, but let me know in the comment section if you have had any experience with house assistants. I would say initially I thought it was slow. I do think like the pay is low for the work people do. But it's the market. I mean, most people have told me that I'm spoiling the market to be paying somebody a lot more. I think, and what probably somebody would think is even lower, but I know that there are nurses working in hospitals, medical nurses that are working in hospitals that get paid less than that. I know people work in like government agencies that make less than that. So I try to convince myself that it's not so bad. But for the work that they're doing, because people work pretty hard. People do work hard. And she works 4 days. She's also a student, so I don't want her. I want her to continue to go to school. I worked when I was in school, she's a college student, so she gets to go to school on the days that she's at school. It's fine, but she works on Sundays to kind of make up for the thing she works for. She's off on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so she works the other 4 days. Typically, she's out of here, like 2, 3 o'clock, sometimes sooner. It's not much to do. It's still just TV and myself here. Um, we don't need a whole lot. Like I said, we do love our space. So she washed the clothes. She washed, I think, once a week. She cooks 2 or 3 times a week. She cleans the floor. She sweeps every day, and then she probably like does like a deep clean once a week for everything in the house. But she'll like mop the floors a couple of maybe like twice a week or so. Um, that's it, and then she goes home. So we don't need much. But let me know how your experience is. How your experience in Liberia has been. If you are in Liberia, let me know in the comment section. Um, Comment, please share this video, like, comment, subscribe. I mean, I'm a new YouTuber and I'm trying to get as many views and subscriptions as I can get. I'll keep the videos coming. But I do appreciate the support that I've been getting. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate people who have reached out to me on social media. So thank you so much. If you are watching and you want to follow me on social media, please go ahead and do so. I think both my Facebook and Instagram, which are the only 2 social media platforms I have, but I think they're private. But just send me a request, and you can even inbox me and say, hey, I'm from YouTube or something. And I can follow you back. If you have a channel on YouTube, subscribe. I will subscribe to your channel right away. So thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and enjoy your day.